Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
everybody.
Oh, am I up?
Your mic on?
Is it up? It's up.
It's all
My
there.
ears weren't up. So there we
Hi,
have it.
everybody. How are you all doing?
Happy anniversary to us.
Happy anniversary. Thank you so much for joining us on our 21st anniversary.
I can't
Hard
believe.
to believe it's been 21 years, man.
Yes. What all have we accomplished? We're not entirely sure. But we know we like doing it, and we know we like doing it together. So there you have it. And today we're going to celebrate said love with a bunch of love songs and meaningful songs to us. Songs that have really punctuated our lives in the last 2+ decades. I can't believe that.
That's right. I see Bhavani is here. Hi, Bhavani.
Hi, Bhavani. That's my sister, Bhavani. Thank you for being here, Bhavani. That's awesome.
We have to tell you, we'll tell you a few little stories about how all this craziness came to be in a while. You can see behind us, Suba, what is this called?
This is called a mandapam, and it's basically the temple, the shrine, the wedding area. You can see that there. Normally, there are a lot of other garlands and coconuts and bananas and a fire that we have to walk around 7 times and so on. Many, many, many Hindu rituals. We had no idea what we wanted to do when we got married. So my parents graciously took over and basically said, "You're going to have a Hindu wedding, a Hindu ceremony.
And it's going to go like this.
And it's going to go like this."
Oh,
Yeah.
and the best part. So part of the Hindu tradition has to do with finding the most auspicious time according to astrologers. And what they told us was the auspicious time for you, one of them is going to be Sunday. It was Sunday, right?
Yep.
Sunday, April the 9th at 6:30 a.m. We kid you not. And anybody in my family who happens to be watching, you remember what this felt like. Getting up to go to a 6:30 a.m. wedding. It was a little bit surreal, especially because we had our reception the night before.
Yep.
So we had our big party, which we'll talk about a little bit as well.
That's right.
And then we all had to get up early. Some of us on my side of the family were pretty hungover, I'm fairly sure, and had to show up for this Hindu wedding. The beautiful fire, priest chanting, Suba and I almost falling asleep as the ceremony was going by.
And it was very Canadian. You know, it wasn't like we had a full sort of catered breakfast or anything. We had Tim Hortons donuts. No joke. Tim Hortons donuts.
At 2 a.m.
Some sort of like carton coffee where you go, psh, and
Oh,
and
yes.
coffee
Yeah, the
comes
Timbits
out.
at the the wedding ceremony.
At the wedding ceremony.
Yes.
That's pretty classy.
Yep. It was an interesting time. So we'll regale you with stories as we go through.
Indeed.
What we're going to do is we're going to start kind of where we started, which is we started in the early 1990s. We first met each other in 1993.
Right.
Suba was directing was involved in a choir that I was co-directing with our mutual friend Andrew Craig. I was also in my 3rd year at York University, and one of my professors of Indian music was none other than Suba's dad.
That's right.
I hope you guys are watching. Hello, Dr. Shankaran and Lalita Shankaran. We hope you're there. Thank you very much for the happy anniversary messages from both of you. The good news was that I was a fairly good student. So when time went by and it became obvious to both of us that our relationship was more than just musical, we were in a relatively good shape with Suba's parents when that all happened.
Nice.
The first piece we're going to give you is going back to 1996, which
That's
is
right.
when our relationship transitioned from being musical colleagues to being romantic partners.
Right.
And at that time, we were both directing Weeby, or then known as Weeby Jazzin'.
The Winters College Killer Chorus.
The Winter College Killer Chorus,
Yes.
chorus from York University.
Really
A
rolls
student
off
run.
the tongue.
It certainly does. I think they've changed that, and thank goodness for them. One of our traditions was the directors of the group, as part of their final show, would do some sort of duet piece. And Suba and I were always the kind of people who wanted to bite off more than we could chew. And so for this particular show, we decided to do a piece by Johann Sebastian Bach. It's not a vocal piece, it's a piano piece. But we're both piano players, both lovers of Johann Sebastian Bach. And every once in a while, for fun, we would sit down at the piano and we'd pull out a book of Bach, and I would take the left hand and Suba would take the right hand. Sometimes we'd switch. And this, we tried that with this particular piece and realized we just loved how it sounded. And we said, what happens if we sing this instead? And that's where this first piece came from. So we've been singing this song now for 25 years.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
Holy crow. I think we've learned it by now. I think we know it.
I don't understand time sometimes, but there you have it. Yeah, long time ago. All right. Here's a little prelude for you. A prelude to this concert. All right. Johann Sebastian Bach. And yeah, I don't get tired of that. It's a beautiful piece to play, and it's even more challenging to sing because we're choosing different parts of this prelude, whether it's kind of the inside fingers or the outside fingers, and sometimes hocketing or sort of hiccuping between these different parts. So it's a lot of fun to create these arrangements. And we're going to move over to a beautiful love song. As many of you know, those of you who have been tuning in to FreePlay Fridays for a long time, this is one of the first, actually this was the first
new piece
that we brought to this platform. And that's because Bill Withers passed away around the time that we started our FreePlay Fridays last year, around this time. And it was also perfect because it's called Just the Two of Us. And so, beautiful love song, works in quarantine times. What can you say, right?
Yeah. So, actually, I just noticed Elna had mentioned something about my microphone. If anybody notices any odd sound things, by all means, let us know. Put it in the chat because we're hearing what we like to hear in our ears, which means we're not necessarily hearing what you're hearing. So we'll just find out if there's any diagnostics that need to be done. Hopefully not. But in the meantime, we're going to give you this piece. I also like this piece because it reminds me a little bit of our reception. Our reception was a fun, musical, somewhat chaotic affair. It was held at the church that I used to be a choral director at.
Hillcrest United.
At Hillcrest United. Mm-hmm. And Laura Hope sometimes watches our show. She was the former administrator for that church. And, being musicians, we had lots of wonderful people performing at our wedding. And one of the groups that performed was an R&B group that I used to perform in. And so they got somebody else to play keys for that night. And we got to hear a lot of old R&B and soul. And I think this might have been one of the pieces that they did.
Oh, I think it was Sean Skier who was singing that one, right?
It was Sean Skier, yeah.
Just the Two of Us. Beautiful. That's great. Yeah, and so the reception was basically an East meets West kind of artistic gala. We had a South Indian Bharatanatyam dancer named Hari Krishnan, who's a mainstay here in Canada and then moved to the States, where I believe he's teaching as well. And Mariam Toller, who's celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday, Mariam.
Oh, happy birthday, Mariam.
She sang at our wedding reception along with many other people. I was recently speaking on Facebook with Andrew Timar and Bill Parsons, who were also musical guests. My cousin was also playing. We had my madrigal quartet. We sang some stuff.
That's the group Cadence, which I eventually started singing in. They were all friends of mine at the time, and friends of ours, but eventually I started performing with them.
So crazy. It's just, I mean, this is really memory lane, but it's also a lot of the who's who of music here in Toronto, across Canada, and now throughout the world. So thank you all for joining us. I am going to let you know that we told you the reception ended fairly late, and the wedding started very early, 6:30 a.m. We had to arrive by 5:30. My entire family fell asleep, so I was late for my own wedding. True story.
I did not sleep in between. We actually decided
You're
to
so
go.
Smart.
We owned our own home by then, but Suba decided to go trad, and so I went back to the house. Suba went back to her family's place, where I stayed up. And Suba's whole family fell asleep.
Who decides they're going to fall asleep for 45 minutes and then get up? It's just not. It's not a good move. I don't recommend that.
Never a good choice.
But one of the things we did to stay up a little bit later, again, it seems like this is a bit of a theme in our wedding, and that is that in this sort of beautiful sari that I was wearing, and Dylan in his swallowtail suit.
My swallowtail tuxedo that I got from my papa, my grandfather.
Amazing. And we decided we would go to the Tim Hortons at about 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. After the whole reception was done, we needed to decompress. So here am I in my swallowtail tuxedo. Here's Suba in this beautiful sari at Tim Hortons at 2 or 3 in the morning. It was a very surreal scene.
It was very odd. Yep. Pretty amazing.
And now some singing.
And that was just the two of us. And now here is just the two of us.
1, 2, 3.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us, building our castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I.
We look for love, no sign for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for what we know.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building a castle in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. I hear the crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall, and it becomes the morning dew.
And darling, when the morning comes and I see the morning sun, I wanna be the one with you.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building our castles up on high. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. We can make it just the two of us. Let's get together, baby. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
We can make it just the two of us. You and I. Bill Withers, R.I.P. friend, so much soul. And that was just the two of us. And this is just the two of us here in our living room, now a Hindu mandapam.
That's right.
That's right.
Thanks, everybody, for such wonderful wishes. Yeah, we do clean up good. People are saying we look okay.
All right.
Awesome. Want to take a second and point out a couple of things about my family. I believe my Aunt Carol is watching. Aunt Carol, you'll be glad to know. Yes, okay. We're doing that one first.
We said that, but no. Let's turn it around, actually.
Okay.
I think I'd like
Good,
that
good,
better.
thank you. So I want to point out something. Take a look at the earrings that Suba is wearing. Those earrings were handmade by or custom ordered by my papa, my grandfather, my father's father, who gave them to his wife, my nana, and they were brought down, I believe, through my Aunt Carol.
Amazing.
To be for Suba as a wedding present. Thank you so much, Carol.
Thank you.
And this next piece I'm going to dedicate to my late father. My father was one of the people who figured out who we were pretty early. We had these wonderful moments. My dad sort of figured out that Suba was the person that we should have in the family. And Aunt Carol was the one who actually said, yep, she's a keeper. My family is very open and very welcoming to new members of the family. They're also very protective. So they're also making sure that the person who ends up with their family is the right person. And it looks like not only did they make a good recommendation, it turns out they're still right.
It's very mafia-y.
It's very. We're watching We're rewatching the Godfather movies right now. So, yeah. So my father used to watch us, and every once in a while he'd just see something that we were both responding to or doing or whatever, and kind of figured out that we were meant to be together. My father was very happy when we got married, and so we're going to take this song, which I first learned and listened to because my dad had this particular record, which I think was on Harvest. If I'm not mistaken, this record got heavy rotation in my house as a kid, and that's where my early musical training came from. So I'm going to dedicate this one to my dad. This one's called Old Man. Old man, look at my life. 24 and so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost, count the cost. Give me things that won't get lost, like the coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Oh, one look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. 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 Lullabies look in your eyes, run around and say I'm a lot like you. Doesn't mean that much to me, much to me. I'm a lot like you. I've been the first and last. Look at how the time goes by, but I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you. Old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Oh, one look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Oh, one look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I'm a lot like you.
Thank you so much. That one goes out to William Bell.
Bhavani was just mentioning in
Yes.
in some of the comments. She says, "I remember that party that Carol held. Carol held my aunt Carol held a reception where we got a chance. I'm just going to get rid of all this crazy echo because it's driving me crazy.
Echo.
Give me 1 second, and I will continue my story.
Echo.
How do I get rid of that? There it is. Okay. And so Bhavani was talking about how we had a nice little reception. Aunt Carol was the one who held it, and as I mentioned, Aunt Carol in particular is a very welcoming member of our family. She just brings everybody and knows how to gather people together. The thing I remember a lot about that was that my Uncle Reg and Bhavani's husband Raghu really hit it off. They shared something in common in that they were both the in-laws of the family, the brothers-in-law, the sons-in-law, and they just really took a shine to each other. And Raghu for years talked about how being at that party made him feel really welcome.
Yes, lovely.
Raghu's no longer with us, and we miss him dearly. And Bhavani, we send our love to you as well.
All right. Well, now we're going to give you a new one. Now, this isn't new to everyone. If you're in my city choir, like Bhavani and Celia, and probably a few others who have come down scrolling on this Facebook feed we have going here. If you're in city choir, you're going to know this one. I'm not going to reveal to you what it is, but it is perfect for weddings. Hint, wink. We did this for a member of our choir who recently got married. And so pick a part, any part. It's an absolutely beautiful song. It is new. We've created a new loop tune for you today. And
worked up today, by the way.
Yes, that's right. We decided this morning, it's like, oh yeah, we said we were going to do that song. Should we?
Happy anniversary. Let's arrange a loop song.
Woohoo! This is what we do. We did this at Christmas. We did this on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Christmas Eve, birthdays, now our anniversary. So there you have it. Please sing along. You probably know this one. All I will say is that it's by the Magnetic Fields.
Let's see if we can remember all our parts.
Yeah, right?
It is on...
I don't know where it is. All right. Hey, look at that. Dum 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 It's full of charts and facts and figures and instructions for dancing. But I love it when you read to me. You can read me anything.
That's where music comes from. Some of it's just transcendental, and some of it's just really dumb. But I love it when you sing to me. You can sing me anything. The book of love is long and boring and written very long ago.
It's full of flowers and heart-shaped boxes and things we're all too young to know. But I love it when you give me things. You ought to give me wedding rings. I love it when you give me things. You ought to give me wedding rings. I love it when you give me things, and you ought to give me wedding rings.
Oh, yay! Ah, such a great tune. We hope you enjoyed that one. And I love that, Elna. Love this one. Understand the choir ability of it. Yes, it's
I like that word,
choir ability. I think it's one word, maybe with a hyphen, maybe not. That's wonderful. We're so glad that you sang along. Yeah, just great. It's one of those tunes that makes for an easy loop tune to some extent because it's the same. It's the recurring chord pattern and the recurring bass line, although we gave it a little extra sauce. And it makes it great for choirs just to learn it immediately, whether you're singing the melody or just singing, you could sing on one note and it feels so good. You just soar. You just soar into the sky. It's like you're a kite.
It's just such a happy song.
I love that.
Suba, I remember we totally forgot to do something. One thing I forgot to do is turn off the reverb again.
Oh.
There we go.
Yes, that's right.
One thing we forgot to do is we forgot to share this on our various social media platforms once we went live. So we're going to ask you folks to take a moment, if you're particularly if you're watching this on Facebook, and just click the share button so everybody knows that you're watching this, and we can make this party as big as we want to. And if somebody, I think, Jen, you're watching, if you want to hop over to the Sing page and see if you can post something about it over there, that can let our Sing folks know as well. That would be awesome. Don't forget to share. Let everybody know that you're watching. Also, worth letting you know that the champagne that we've been drinking today doesn't come cheap, and so we need to pay for that.
That's true, actually. That is true.
I should say that we're trying to finance our starving musician lifestyles. Instead, I'm saying donate to the
drinking habit.
Donate to the drinking habit. I would have said the anniversary champagne fund, but you know, I'll take that as well. The information is right down there if you want to donate. That's wonderful. And Suba, if you want to take a second and shut off and on your camera over there, just to get that going.
Off and on. It's always about the off and on. That's the secret. It's always about
turning it off and turning it on again. If there's something we've all learned in life when it comes to tech support. So you can see that behind us, we've got this wonderful backdrop, and it kind of reminds me of the craziness that is Indian music, Indian dance music, Bollywood music.
It's the culture. It's in the food. It's in the fabrics. It's in... You know,
everything has
all of this sort of
elaborate
ornamentation. Yeah, vibrant colors. They're not afraid to put pinks and reds and oranges and yellows together. Come on, it's a beautiful thing. And yes, that kind of chaos and beauty is like nothing else in any other part of the world that I know of. And we've been around a little bit. So we thought we would give you a little bit of Indian representation here. In this case, it's our Bollywood tune. You all know this one. Once again, City Choir, it's your day. It's your day, because you know this song too. So get on your dancing shoes. We're going to give you a little Chaya Chaya, which is an Urdu Bollywood song that says, "Come, come, let us walk in the shade and feel paradise and heaven beneath our feet as we walk." Ooh. जिनके सरहा इश्क की छाँव
challa chaya 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 challa chaya 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 challa chaya chaya chaya
challa chaya 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 challa chaya 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 challa chaya chaya chaya
sare ishku ki chao challa chaya chaya sare ishku ki chao challa chaya paw chala chale challa chaya chaya paw chala chale challa chaya
challa chaya 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 challa chaya 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 challa chaya chaya chaya
हो यार ही जो खुशबू की तरह जिसकी जुबान उर्दू की तरह मेरे शाम रात मेरे कायनात वो यार मेरा सैया सैया
challa chaya 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 challa chaya 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 challa chaya chaya chaya
हो यार ही जो खुशबू की तरह जिसकी जुबान उर्दू की तरह मेरे शाम रात मेरे कायनात वो यार मेरा सैया सैया चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 सारे इश्क की जाओ चल चैया चैया सारे इश्क की जाओ चल चैया पाँव चलत चले चल चैया चैया पाँव चलत चले चल चैया चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 चल चैया 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 चल चैया चैया चैया
So fun. So fun. Hopefully you were Bhangra dancing, whatever kind of dancing you were doing. Hopefully you were doing it.
Julia Applin was dancing in her kitchen.
Julia Applin, love you. And so glad to have bumped into you the other day in
That's
the
right.
park. That was pretty awesome. Julia is a wonderful, wonderful artist, creative spirit, beautiful person, and dancer. And I've taken many classes from Julia, and one of the things I truly love is that not only does she give you a good workout and lots of things to think about, but she encourages you to leave the judgment at the door. And that's one of those lessons that I think everybody needs to learn and relearn. I think it's a very good thing. So thank you, Julia, for all that you do. Go check her out. Julia, if you wish, you can please, love you too. And if you can put in, I know you have many dance classes, dance offerings online coming up, perhaps outside as well for those who are in Toronto. So if you can put that in the Facebook link or whatever, that would be so awesome. Thank you so much for that. We are a big family here, as all of you know. We have so many amazing artists. It's sort of an abundance of riches that we have with the viewers and the listeners. So we want this to be a platform for everybody. So if you have something going on, let us know. David Mayoko is also here, and he's
That's
somebody
right.
who does the virtual piano bar on Sundays at 6:30, as many of you know. You've made some fast friends and fast fans here, David, and
it's
I'm
great
sure there are more to come.
There's so much lovely crossover. So we've got some people from our crew that go over and watch David's show. And I see that Michelle is watching, Michelle Mercado-Chimkin, part of David's crew. And sometimes Jack joins us as well.
That's right.
So thank you so much for passing all that around. Julia, thank you for putting the information in the link. David, if you don't mind doing the same thing, and throw the link right in there so people know how to sign up. David's thing is Sundays at 6:30 p.m. E.T. David has been a wonderful supporter of us and is just a adorable human being. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
We got some great people here, man. It's
so
awesome.
Great. It's so great. We love you all.
We should give this one to Jen Kerner.
Yes, we should. Jen, I shouted out to you last time, and you weren't there, and that's okay, because I think you commented later, which is always a wonderful thing. I love this song in the same way that you love this tune, because we get to sing the bass. And it's a beautiful love song. It's very sweet and simple in its way, but it's got this kind of nice bounce to the poetry, little poetry in motion, poetry in bounce position, bounce form.
Poetry in bounce form. That's just the way they taught it to my father. Was an English teacher, and I'm fairly sure he used that term, poetry in bounce form. Iambic bounceometer. All right.
Amazing.
We're going to give you this one's a little bit of Jason Mraz. Sing along.
All right. Dum da ba dum dum da ba dum 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 ba do ba dum dee dum 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 ba dum dum.
Oh, well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be cool, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my best. Instant, nothing's gonna stop it but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some more, learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Hey, hey, hey. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved. Love, 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 love. Sing it all together now. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do 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 do. Won't you come and scooch on over closer, dear? And I will nibble your ear. Whoa, 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 whoa. I've been spinning way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. But my breath fogged up the glass, so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I was seeing is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanity and just go with the season. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Keep going with that. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours.
Yeah! Woohoo! We hope you were singing along with us. That was so much fun. Yeah. Sometimes you sing a song over and over again and you feel it, 90%. Other times you're over the moon with it. That was one of those over the moon times for me.
Yeah.
It just has a little extra meaning today, which is really great. And thank you so much. We enjoyed putting that arrangement together. Fairly simple. It's just the two voices, no live looping magic or anything like that. every once in a while, it's nice to come back to those roots
Yeah.
and just keep the creativity, keep those muscles working and keep them maintained. Just to say, okay, what beautiful counterpoint and harmony and rhythm, what can we do to make the song feel really full? So we enjoy that very much.
All right.
all
We're going to
right.
give you some Beach Boys. We did this one. It's been a little while since we did this one. We did it at
has.
one of our Fun in the Sun type shows. I think the first one back in February. So it has been a
Right.
couple of months. It's so funny. When we first started doing this a year ago, we would say, if it had been 4 or 5 weeks since we'd cycled through a particular song, we thought that was a long time. Now, if we've done something within 2 months, it feels like we practically just did it. That's how many of these we've done.
That's
We're
right.
now, this is episode 41
Yes.
of all the shows, and it's been wonderful for us. As we always say, we always look for the positive in these particular situations, and one artistic positive is that we've had much more opportunity and also much more incentive to get much more repertoire together. We haven't had this much repertoire put together in years.
So true.
Yeah, so many
I
new
love
pieces.
it. I love it. It's great. It's a real creative injection, and we keep threatening that we're going to make an album. We will. For whatever reason, that hasn't become. It will become your life. That's the thing. As soon as you start to make an album, and because we're still doing FreePlay Fridays and teaching at the music college and all sorts of other things,
And
we can't quite
everybody
get around to it
knows
yet.
that if you do more than one thing in a day in COVID times, you're busy, man.
Oh
It's
my
really, it
gosh.
feels like we're crazy busy
Oh.
when we're just doing, so the show kind of takes up the whole day.
So
and then there's
true.
the preparation that we want to do and choosing the songs and sometimes practicing a song, 2 hours before we go on stage.
That's right.
All that kind of stuff. That's where we told you about that Bach thing way back when, at the beginning of the show. One of our traditions, of course, was not only to put these songs together, but to put them together just before we went on stage. There's a particular kind of buzz that you get when you do that.
Right.
So we love doing that. So now we're going to give you this one. This is a bit of Beach Boys. Was it Philip who has a particular love for the song?
I think so.
A dear friend of ours who actually met us when we were performing at the Fringe in Edinburgh. And he always likes to remind us that after the show was done, the Edinburgh Festival Fringe is a wonderful place. Go if you have an opportunity when it's back in sort of its full international form. You go and you do these shows. And you meet these people sometimes in the lobby, and somebody came up and said, "It's Philip's birthday. Could you do something for him?" And so we gave him a little impromptu performance because, hey, it's a cappella. We can do it anywhere. And the lovely thing about this whole series is that people who see us once and usually don't see us again, they get a chance to come back and watch. And so Philip had been watching many, many, many of our shows. This is one of his personal favorites, so we're going to give you our spin on God Only Knows.
I may not always love you, as long as there are stars above you. You'll never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. If you should ever leave me, well, life would still go on, believe me. The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. only knows what I'd be without you. If you should ever leave me, the life would still go on, believe me. The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd God only knows.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd God only knows.
God only knows what
God
I'd
only knows. God only knows what I'd God only knows.
God only knows what I'd
God only knows what I'd God only knows.
God only knows what I'd be
God only knows what I'd God only knows.
God only knows what I'd
God only knows.
If you should ever leave me, the life would still go on, believe me. The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
I see Charlotte Fisher was just mentioning that she also saw us in Edinburgh once upon a
wow.
time, and remember seeing us there a couple of years back now.
Oh, amazing. Wow. Lovely.
I need to musically nerd out for a second. One of the things that is just so fascinating about that song, and I think one of the reasons why it sort of came up to the list of timeless songs, is that it's got this wonderful, what I'm going to call harmonic ambiguity. Unlike something like the Book of Love, which kind of goes 1 to the 4 to the 5 to the 1, which is actually an old bass line that goes as far as back as the Renaissance, the Bergamasca.
Right.
That has been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old, that particular kind of feeling. We're all very familiar with it. But the chords, when we sat down to learn God Only Knows, we went, wow, where is this thing going?
Mm-hmm.
You can't sort of say you
Episodic.
know. Yeah, it's you don't know where it's going until you get there. And so what we decided to do is we decided to spin that out even further and take that idea of harmonic ambiguity and just kind of build it into the way we're doing our loops. And our nerdy funness is trying to take what we see as being the essence of a particular song and then drawing that out even further. So something like the Book of Love, it's beautiful and it's simple and you don't want to get clever with it. You just
Right.
want it to be gorgeous because that's what it is. God
Simple,
only,
organic beauty, basically.
that's right. And God Only Knows, on the other hand, is this rich resource of a song that you could draw from. And I think that's another reason why it's lasted for so long, is it withstands so much reinvention.
Exactly.
And it's so much fun to have to be part of that.
And that, interestingly enough, is one of the tunes where we actually decided to sit at the piano and notate just a few things, just because it was one where we couldn't keep all of the parts that we had just done because it happened quite some time ago, to keep it all in our heads to see, okay, are we, are these notes redundant? how kind of jazzy harmonically do we want to make it?
And how can we sing these? We often what you have to do is you have to reverse engineer. So you figure out
Yes.
what the big chord is with all the 6 voices. But how do you know it's going to sound good with just 4 of those 6 voices? How do you know it's going to sound good with only 2 of those voices? So you have to
That's
sort of
right.
reverse engineer it to figure out how to make it work with all that stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
I just see that Regina is watching from Kiel,
Okay.
Germany. So we got some Europeans
Oh,
watching
lovely.
today as well. I saw Britta
Wonderful.
is back home.
Yes, I saw that she's safe now. That's wonderful. Hi, Britta.
John Hodges has been watching from San Antonio.
Oh, amazing. Hi, John. John has been a part of Sing Texas, which is like a sister affiliate to the Sing Festival, for which we are the artistic directors. So stay tuned for more interesting information about our all-virtual festival for Sing, the Toronto Vocal Arts Festival. You can go to singtoronto.com for that. That's going to be at the end of May, so it's just around the corner. And yeah, wonderful.
Okay, the reason the reason why we chose this next song, there's a reason for this. We've been doing it. It's sort of made it into heavy rotation over the last few shows, mostly because for us it's pretty new, and we dig it. That's all I'm going to say. But the reason why this one is called
That's
Raisin-
not all you're going to say.
That's
We have
not
a lot to say about
We're going to
this.
say that a lot. This particular song is really just about chilling out in the grass. It's really mellow. And so as part of when we did our wedding, as we mentioned, we had the reception the night before. We had the wedding at 6:30 in the morning. You can imagine at the end of the wedding, we were exhausted. And we went right after that. Our relative Kumar,
My Kumar uncle,
drove us to we got
Buffalo.
we actually had some free tickets, which is another story, to go to San
True.
Francisco.
Yes.
So we decided San Francisco was going to be our honeymoon. So we flew from Buffalo to San Francisco. We get to San Francisco, we get to Haight-Ashbury, we get to Golden Gate Park, and we're excited to check out everything. We get there, we see this nice patch of grass and the sun, and we fell asleep. That's what we did. We had a nap.
Yep.
And as it turns out,
What did you do on your honeymoon? We had a
we
nap.
had a nap. And
We
you'd
did other things too, but mostly we had a nap.
You'd think that would be the only time that we've done that. And then we've gone to other
Nay.
places, like, for example, we've been to Paris a number of times. And Paris for
Yes.
us is sometimes a stopover from one place to another. We love taking the trains when we go to Europe.
Oftentimes.
And sometimes we're taking overnight trains. You think you're going to get a good night's sleep, and you don't. So often when we've gone to Paris, we plan to see the Louvre, which we've never seen. We go to the Notre Dame. We go to
We
these
don't like
beautiful
lineups.
places.
I'm also going to point that out.
Well, there's
If
that.
if there's a crowd, if there's a lineup, so I'm just going to turn around basically for the
Yep.
most part.
And so at one point we went to the Notre Dame, and we're behind the Notre Dame, and we see this lovely patch of grass, and we have ourselves a nice nap.
Yep.
We have to sort of say that it's kind of become a thing, is napping in parks.
We've done it in Paris. We've done it in Turkey. We've done it in Madrid. We've done it in San Fran. Oh, there's more. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah. Highly cultured people. We skipped the museum, but we had the nap. And so that takes us to this particular piece.
Yes.
Enjoy this one. It's just about hanging out in the grass, man.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Sure is mellow.
He can dig it. She can dig it. We can dig it. You can dig it. They can dig it. They can dig it. You can dig it.
That's right.
So let's dig it.
Baby, everybody dig it.
Baby, everybody dig it. Do 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 do
here is so real, you can feel it. And it's real, so real, so real, so real, so real, so real. Can you dig it? Woo! Woo! I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it, you can dig it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it, you can dig it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? Oh, soft dreaming down between the leaves. Grazing in the grass is a gas, baby, can you dig it? Grazing in the grass is a gas, baby, can you dig it? Everything here is so clear, you can see it. Everything here is so real, you can feel it. And it's real, so real, so real, so real, so real, so real. Can you dig it? Woo! I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it, you can dig it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it, you can dig it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, baby. Everybody dig it.
All right, all you folks out there in cyberspace, this is your opportunity to sing. We're going to give each one of you a part: soprano, alto, tenor, bass. We're going to start with the basses. We're going to do a little tightening up like this. That's it, basses. Keep that going. Keep that going now.
Next up, we have the sopranos. You're still grazing, but we do something like this. On a Sunday That's it, sopranos. All right, altos. It's your turn next. You're like a response to the sopranos. Goes like this. On a Sunday at Glorious BCD, find out what it means to me. On a Sunday at Glorious BCD, find out what it means to me.
All right, tenors, you are the cherry on top of the Soul Sunday, and you're going to sing something like this.
All right. And it's real, so real, so real, so real, so real, so real. And it's real, so real, so real, so real, so real.
All right, we want you guys to keep that going. Keep it going.
And it's real, so real, so real, so real, so real, so real.
Baby, everybody dig it.
And it's real, so real, so real, so real, so real.
Let's get this party started right.
I can add it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it, you can dig it. Oh, so let's dig it, so real, so real, so real. I can dig it, she can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, baby, everybody dig it. So real, so real, so real. I can dig it, she can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, baby, everybody dig it. So real, so real, so real. I can dig it, she can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, baby, everybody dig it. So real, so
Dig it home.
I can dig it, he can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, baby, everybody dig it.
So much fun. I see the dancing lady emojis.
I love the dancing ladies.
I do too. It's so fun. Yep. We're clearly dancing here too. So much fun. Thank you for playing along.
Yay!
Yay. Wow, wow, wow. Okay.
This show has just whipped by
So true.
so fast. I cannot believe it.
Dig it indeed. Ah, all right. Well, we're gonna go to a more reflective place, I think, with this last tune for you. for this week. We should probably make our little announcements once
Yes.
again before
Okay.
we do our last tune.
So you can see all the information right down there. We do this as a pay what you can type of thing. It helps keeps us artists going. It helps spread the love. And whether or not you choose to contribute or not, we are still glad to have you. We've built up a nice little community here over these past 41 episodes, and we're always so happy to see you every week. We started to realize we started this now almost exactly a year ago next week. And our original plan was to see it through to the end of one full year. I'm just going to turn off that reverb again.
Oh, but it's so lovely.
It is so lovely.
We're all swimming in the ocean now.
Isn't that nice? We've had a couple of people who have been guilting us online and saying, please don't stop, please don't stop. And you know what? Here's the thing. Here in Ontario, we are not doing so well with our little COVID journey. And we have, unfortunately, a premier who always tends to do too little, too late. So right now,
nothing at all.
Or nothing at all. So right now, we're in kind of a rough state. Things are not good out there. They've locked things down further. Kids are going back home.
Online.
They're going back online. We thought, well, if y'all are going to be stuck at home for a little while, we decided we're going to extend our series by a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to see it through to the end of April, which means I think April 16, April 23rd, April 30th will be our last show. But that's not the last time you're ever going to see us forever, because we are the artistic directors of SING, the Toronto Vocal Arts Festival. And we will be making some big splashy announcements with SING to let you know what our programming is going to be probably sometime within the next week, and we will tell you at next week's show. But that festival is now completely online. We've got a wonderful bunch of people that are going to be people from all over the world. We've got a group from Taiwan, a group from Cuba, a group from Finland, some groups from the States, all this sort of stuff. It's going to be a wonderful festival, and there's a bit of a sort of a switch of plans that we had to do. We were originally going to film some shows of some a cappella musicians in Toronto. We were going to film them in an audience-less venue and then broadcast those and sort of do it a Friday night live. Well, we can't do that.
Nope.
So guess what we're doing? We're going to make it FreePlay Fridays and Friends. Now, it's going to be Fridays, but it's going to be Friday night at 8 p.m. If you're watching in Europe, you might want to either stay up late or you can watch it. It'll be on demand for a couple of days. And what we're going to do is we're going to do sort of our Freeplay Fridays thing, but we're also going to invite some of Toronto's wonderful a cappella artists to submit stuff. They're going to talk with us online, and we're going to show some performances that they will have made especially for the SING Festival. So please check out singtoronto.com. What we're going to do, the way it's set up, is every show has a ticket price and all that sort of thing. Really, what you want to do is you want to get yourself a festival pass, because we've got some incredible workshops, we've got great concerts, and I think the cost of a pass is going to be the equivalent of going to a couple of things. It's going to be one of those, you'd kind of be crazy not to just get the pass. And then you see Celia is watching. Celia was one of our very first pass purchasers.
Absolutely. Congratulations on your first jab, Celia. My dad got his today, and my mom got her first dose on Monday. So
and they were watching today.
amazing.
Yeah, your parents gave us a nice little anniversary message.
Yay. Hi, Mom and Dad. Dad, hope it went well today with the jabby jab.
I'm going to say hi to my mom. My mom watches, but she never comments. She's a secret. She's a
Hi,
secret
Sue.
watcher.
Hi, Joe.
What did you call him? You said lurker was too creepy.
Lurker.
You had a nice way of putting it.
Onlooker? No.
It might have been onlooker. Sounds like somebody watching a car accident. But anyway, hi, Mom. Glad to see you here as well, of course. So Ellen's saying it's going to be 2 a.m. for her, so she might have to check in at
Unless we had a wedding reception.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what we suggest is go to a coffee shop. Don't sleep the night before,
That's right.
everything will work out well. 21 years later, we're still here.
You mentioned it was an ice storm, right?
Oh, no, I didn't.
April 8th to April 9th of the year 2000, that was our reception going into the wedding. We had an ice storm. So it was just really treacherous to be walking. There's where the Hindu temple is out in the sort of Thornhill, Richmond Hill area where we had our wedding ceremony. They have a huge parking lot, and it's a long way just to get to the temple there. And that was the other craziness. So we were very happy to get to San Fran for our honeymoon.
And graze in the grass.
And graze in the grass, that's right. And go to the cable car museum.
That's right.
And then buy a bell, which has been sitting on our front door.
It's our doorbell.
It's our doorbell, and it just goes ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. It's very loud, very obnoxious. But hey, you know what you're walking into when you ring the bell.
That's right. You know what you're walking into. That's what we're leaving you with, folks.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much for watching this week. Thank you for sharing in our celebration.
Yes, thank you.
It's nice to have people to celebrate with. It's awesome.
Absolutely. You are our family. You are our chosen family, and our blood family is here too, which is so wonderful. So thank you, family and friends, for being with us. We love you. If you have anything to share with us, please put it in the chat. If you have other artistic offerings, be well, be safe, be happy, be good to yourself, be good to others. People are losing some patience, and this is absolutely not the time for that. So we must come together as a community.
Come together, stick with it just a little longer, folks.
That's it. We can dig it. What is jab an abbreviation for? Oh, that's the first shot. That's the first dose of the vaccination that Celia
a jab
got
is
there.
a colloquialism for doing this. Poke.
Poke. Yeah. So we say poke or we say jab. Jab is a bit of a stronger word,
rougher,
I think.
yeah. All right.
Excellent.
We're going to leave you with this one. We're at 21 years. We've known each other now for 28 years.
Oh my gosh.
We've known each other practically our entire adult life, certainly more than half of our life.
Yep.
So we're going to leave you with a little Simon and Garfunkel. We're going to take you also back to Johann Sebastian in the middle, and of course this one is called Old Friends.
Old friends, old friends, sat on a park bench like bookends. A newspaper blowing through the grass falls on the round toes of the high shoes of the old friends. Old friends, winter companions, the old men, lost in their overcoats, waiting for the sunset. Sounds of the city sifting through trees, settled like dust on the shoulders of the old friends. Can you imagine us years from today, sharing a park bench quietly? How terribly strange to be 70. Old friends, memory rushes the same years, quietly sharing the same fears. Time it was, and what a time it was. It was a time of innocence, a time of confidences. Long ago it must be, I have a photograph. Preserve your memories, they're all that's left.
Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, you're listening to Dylan Bell.
And this is Suba Shankran. We are FreePlay. Thank you so much for joining us on our special anniversary day. We love you all.
We do love you all. Thank you so much. We're going to continue celebrating here, watching all of your comments as we finish this up. We wish you very, very well. Stay safe, stay happy, and we will see you next week, next Friday at 4.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.